Today, we are going to take a look at this ecosystem in several different ways. And today, I'm going to take you into a journey of financial literacy and tie into it the benefit of community empowerment. According to the book that I'm currently reading, Connected, this book has everything to do with the power of human connection. Why what you do affect other people affect you, you in turn has your effect, you could say your influence has a ripple effect through multiple generation, good or bad, but begin to diminish in power or effectiveness 3 degrees. It just so happened that in today's economy, people are, you could say, stretched to the limit. The buying power of the dollar continue to decrease. We are living in a very tight market right now. And I was listening to something by Dr. Whereby Lappin that talks about the importance of money, how or what makes the Jewish people so successful, the mentality of the Jews. I happen to have a very first-hand experience in a very good first-hand experience. So I don't go into a tangent. I could talk for the next uh, year about how wonderful experience I had with this community and how I love the mentality of this beautiful group of people, how they work together, support one another's businesses. Everything happens within the Jewish culture. One business do business with each other. It's very rarely that you would see them go outside the community to find goods and services if the service is already available within the community. Very close network of folks. It is no wonder why, no matter where they are, they not only collaborate together, not only they do business together, they empower one another, and they support one another in good time and bad time. A true example of community empowerment. But my video is not about that today. But I could spend the next 10 years talking about the wonderful um, observation of what community should look like. But for the purpose of illustration, and I did not intend to talk about that today. Anyway, so I happen to like Daniel Robert Lapton book as well, Business Secrets from the Bible. Perhaps you can actually take a look at it. There's a whole audio of it, 16 hours or so. Luckily, before it was taken down from YouTube, I've watched it a few times, and I have yet to make a decision to actually buy the physical copy. It was from his book that I decided to myself I decided to do a deep dive in the Bible to understand what the word, what the text talks about in regards to money, money management, accumulation, the attitude towards money, and how money affects every aspect of your life. In fact, everything you do, say, have, there are very few experiences where money is not involved. Unless, of course, you do what I do sometimes, where you go out somewhere in nature that you either enjoy nature for its beauty, do some meditation. If I grab a book to read, that book cost me. Okay, whether I borrowed it from the library or I actually paid for it, I had to pay for it. Unless, of course, I spend time with a friend at a park where we enjoy each other's company, where there is no monetary transaction. But then again, if the park is a national park, if it is a government nurtured park, someone gets paid to take care of it so that I can enjoy it. Unless, of course, it's a nature's habitat where it's not managed by any entity or government, but that too would be private property. Anyways, you get my point. There are very few instances in life where money is not involved. So I'm feeling a little blue. I call a friend to talk. Well, if the friend does not pay the phone bill, I wouldn't be able to call somebody to connect. You get the point. So, in a sense, the power of connectivity, good and bad, has a ripple effect. And of course, the reason why I mentioned Dr. Rabbi, I could say in Dr. Rabbi Daniel Lapton, he mentioned the cue to loneliness. There are two ways one can overcome loneliness and social isolation. One is if you're single, you can get married and to basically avoid the loneliness. Of course, if you're older, you lose your partner, you find yourself alone, you could join the local retirees club, you play bingo, play chess, you play whatever um, they play so that way they can enjoy the connectivity. I'm actually tying in my recent obsession, social isolation and loneliness, to the importance of connecting that into the solution. A potential solution to loneliness is to find something, find a solution to help other people, and then lose yourself in the service of others. The only other way to avoid loneliness is doing some kind of commerce, some kind of commerce where you are either servicing someone, providing your talent to serve somebody, or you're being served by someone where there is an exchange, there's an economic exchange. One person uses their talent, and then you use money or perhaps currency so that way you wouldn't have to waste the time or take the time to do what someone else can do. In other words, one person's need is another person's potential income. And then he goes on to say, if you do everything by yourself, you're violating a law of service. In other words, if I do mow my own lawn, I do wash my own car, I do change the oil in my car and do everything by myself. Not only I'm depriving myself of valuable time I could do something else, but I'm also robbing someone else the opportunity to serve me so I could save time so someone else who is in greater need to use their talent and services and or sell me a product and I get to save time and another person get to use their talent to serve me and I bless them with financial resources. In other words, I think Ray Dalio also says something particular to this, where he has a 30-minute video about how the economic system works, where he explains transaction. One person's one person's purchase is another person's income. So during the health crisis, when everything shut down, there's pretty much all economic movement or most economic movements velocity were restricted due to the recent health crisis. The world experienced for the first time, or perhaps we experienced it for the first time in our generation, but the same another group of people in 1929 did experience that, how everything basically was shut down and due to health crisis. And then recently, we just had our share of it. Businesses that did not have an online presence suffered consequences for, you could say, maladaptation. In the past 20 years, the evolution of the internet has caused many businesses to come in and have an online presence and basically causes existing businesses that has a choke on the economy, you could say monopoly, to get or to be out of business because they adapted technology. Technology has led the economic revolution in terms of changes. And so, blockchain technology, through many of its aspects, one that pertains to us, that is going to change everything, is tokenization. The fractionalization of assets and finance is at the center. Everything you do involves money. And money is the easiest because it integrates in every aspect of our economy. And when money or currency velocity goes totally blockchain, the entire world will change. Any business that does not somewhat adapt crypto remittance, crypto payment services, tokenizations of assets will eventually experience the same devastating change that the internet has caused, the computer has caused, and from telephone to real estate to you named it. So I'm taking time to connect with you because the world is about to change and there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. And of course, um, there are still people who do not have a phone, a cell phone, or a computer at home. But those people, their life are probably simple, primitive in nature, but also very difficult in terms of mobility, in terms of some kind of a disaster happening. Those people are in the dark. Anyways, let me get to my point. So, two ways to avoid loneliness and social isolation is marriage, according to Rabbi Lapton, or engage or involve in some kind of commerce where goods and services are exchanging hands. And business exchange, the economic velocity benefits everyone. It saves time for the people who has the ability or has the need, and it provides an economic velocity for the people who have the gifts and talents to basically use their time to serve others. So one person's need is another person's potential income opportunity. And, and because technology plays a big part of changing with AI, ChatGPT, uh, that is basically changing everything, and self-driving cars. I mean, do I need to stress you even more about how important it is for you to adapt to changes and to continue increase your ability to earn, having a plethora of ways you can generate cash flow, some that are 100% depend on you, your production, and others where money or currency is leverage, because it's not all the time that you will have the opportunity to work. It could be sickness, it could be weather. Anyways, so when you engage in some kind of commerce, everybody wins and you become more connected. Anyways, so within our ecosystem, we have an opportunity to be not only connected, but your connection, your ability to engage with other people to help meet a need. You basically, as you go about connecting with other people, interacting with other people, and you can convert your wasted time spent watching the news, time spent, mindlessly consuming social media content, to grab a book instead, and read and learn how to deal with people, and grab a book on how to understand other people, or get to know other people's dreams and visions. As you learn about this ecosystem, then you can begin now effortlessly share your experience. As you leverage an ecosystem, you impact your community, and your community then also impact you. You influence, so you get out of your own bubble, and that bubble will actually have an economic good for you, and you reach out to people, okay? And as your small world, as you begin to think outside the box, outside of your own little bubble, you begin affecting other people, and other people now also are benefiting you economically, which has a ripple effect on the first, second, or third generation. In that case, you have a your own little bubble that becomes a cluster that has a second, third generation to it. Now I'm going on a tangent a little bit, because this video has nothing to do with me pitching to you an opportunity. It's me basically coming at you in a different ways, as opposed to giving you a standard, presentation which is very repetitive. But I want to be able to connect with you on a humanistic level, where you can look into my eyes and connect and identify with what I'm saying. Because you don't have to like my message, but you also cannot avoid the message. So today, let's just talk about a little bit money, a subject that most people want to probably avoid due to its stigma. And it just so happened to be my favorite subject, because in talking about money, you could find more things about people than, you could spend months and years with people and not know. And talking about money reveals a certain quality or attributes, or perhaps character flaws, you would say, in talking about money. Anyways, so disclaimer: I am not a financial advisor. I do not provide tax or legal advice. Okay, no information provided in this presentation is considered financial advice. Okay, a while ago, my channel was called Gold Silver Crypto Education Group, and in a way, it still is, but not named that anymore. And so let's have a journey. We're not gonna have like a full fledged, but I'm gonna probably touch on a few things that uh, might be applicable. So, anyways, as we talked about that, this information can be used for individual, business networks, or organizations. So, taking the attitude of an ego, rising above challenges, and add to that social connectivity and how you can basically participate in giving to your community, and your community benefits you, and you get to influence other people, and everybody wins. Chances are there are certain uh, discomfort, you could say phobia about money. Um, but one thing is certain: money, or what we know as fiat currency, loses value. And as money loses value, and if you do not find a way to increase your ability to earn, your anxiety is likely to cause or be triggered in multiple ways, and therefore causes frustration in various ways with your loved ones. And obviously, you can pause and read and read in many ways that your anxieties or your financial anxieties can affect your relationship without really reading too much into that. Okay. In other ways that worries about finances can affect you from a health perspective, and I look forward to dive into this a little bit more. But today, it's not about inflicting pain; it's about giving you a visual for you to see how financial anxiety does have an effect on your digestive system, your gallbladder, your even your ability to perform, if you know what I mean, um, and in every way possible, mental, psychological, physical, emotional. Money has a ripple effect in various aspects of your life if you don't find a way to increase your ability to earn, increase your the service you provide to other people, leveraging your skills, talent, ability, resources to serve other people, so then you could have the increase you desire, and thereby uh, physiologically also improve uh, your life. Okay. In order for you to get value of what I'm saying, let's just focus on the right side. In the sense, like to think about wealth and prosperity, there are certain daily habits that you need to put aside. You know, regularly creating goals. For instance, if you have come from no goals to creating goals, taking care of your personal health and blah blah blah, so you can take a chance and pause at that and review it. And if you're not reading right now, definitely pick up a book to read, a good magazines. You can go to a library to basically convert your wasted time into times of value, so you can transfer your small, mundane living into impacting. But either way, you can you can fail alone, but nobody succeed without the help of another. And so it's considered me being the one who reaches down and helping you up in that process. And by doing a little bit of a mind shift in order for you to because I don't know what would trigger you from, throwing away the remote at least 1 hour a day, so you can pick up a book that will change your life in the process of connecting with other people in person, so that way you could have a sense of purpose, because that would help you to change your behavior, which has a direct impact on your ability to earn by service to others. Okay, one of my favorite book, The Richest Man in Babylon. A simple say, start where you are. Start where you are. Since we're talking about money, no matter how much you earn right now, you can begin to put aside 10%, live on 90% of your income, invest the accumulation of what you put in to to increase into an opportunity that, leverage the 10% and surround yourself with people with experience, or perhaps who know what they're doing. You know, uh, if you obviously, depending on today's market, your ability to own might be limited by whether or not you have the ability to put in a down payment on a house, have realistic insurance, and definitely we're going to keep on hammering on the last one. Always keep at working at various ways or and means of increasing your ability to earn. In other words, learn new things so that way you can increase um, how you can leverage funds first by saving. Anyways, chances are you already know about this. I'm not going to talk about it. Four type of people. Obviously, 95% of the people are in that bracket. Make 95% of people basically are part of the 5% earning. And anyway, so you could be an employee, basically exchanging time for money, or you could be self-employed. Uh, you being leveraged because you have to be 100% present at all time for your business. Or if you have no dreams, ambitions, and desire, then you are the leverage that business owners are using, or you can be part of a system. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about being part of a system, okay? Being part of a system like a franchising system where you begin to leverage even though you might be also in the employee bracket, where the goal is to begin shifting from one not working, non-performing E to B to eventually I. Anyways, the purpose of my video today, we're going to talk about the economic impact of $1,000. Forget about the annual return, because we're not talking about anything annual return. We're not providing any kind of return. But this chart basically talking about your potential monthly investment allocation since and at the specific annual return anywhere from 4 to 14%. Uh, you know, after the age of 25, how aggressive can you should be? How aggressive should you be according to your ability? No less than 250 or as high as 3,500 if you have the ability, according to your willingness to make some serious sacrifices. But let's say right now you don't have $1,000 a month you can put into a leveraging platform or leveraging system. But let's say you can scrape up $1,000. Let's focus on that. What can we do with $1,000? Because at the end, we're going to be owning on 1,000 because well, but the offer that I'm about to make you as a potential solution is how you can leverage $1,000 starting where you are right now. And if you do not have the ability to come up with $1,000, obviously whatever you're doing is not working. Okay, so um, there are many false beliefs about money. Uh, money equal happiness. The myth. I picked that up from an article. I'm going to give this person credit eventually. I have to hyperlink it and reference it. Um, I just have to remember where I get the information, uh, but many of them you can actually again pause uh, to reflect, because this presentation, this is also an engaging aspect. I'm going to breeze through many of those, and for you to be able to take time to consume the content as we move along, because I'm not going to talk about most of it. For instance, one of it is all debt is bad. So there are good and there are bad debt. So you know fear of investing, because somehow people who have lost money in scam platforms uh, have that stigma of losing, and because they have not allocate proper time to write down their goals, and they may get involved in some kind of investment schemes that they don't know anything about, or perhaps have no experience of, and one lost money, one time losing money in an opportunity, and then the fear, the anxiety, the stigma of losing money remains with them because they don't have any dream that is that's keep keeping them up at night, that waking them up early in the morning, and therefore fear replaces ambition. As an example, and here's another one: children should not be taught about money. Question is, how early, if you had the opportunity to go back, how early, how early would you have liked to go back and having some kind of exposure to learning about money so that you wouldn't be where you are today? Another one misconception, the rich are greedy and dishonest. Not so much. It's how did they become rich? Okay? You need money to make money. No, you can start wherever you are because anybody can start where they are and put away 10%. No matter how much you earn, you can put away 10%. Anyways, so we're not gonna again talk too much about that. Um, the financial shock. Um, oh, speaking of that, this is the only part I'm gonna talk about. David Back with the book, The Latte Factor. Small little book. It's probably not even 100 pages or more or less. Where it talks about if there are certain habits that if you eliminate, you can actually find ways to save 10%, even if you do not know how you're gonna save. If you eliminate, for instance, your lunch, your latte, your extra muffins, your cigarettes, basically there's certain bad habits like subscriptions that you don't need that you can eliminate to basically uh, identify ways there are leakage in your financial bucket for you to be able to come up with 10%. And then uh, here we're talking about the financial shock suffered by U.S. household. And a potential solution is to identify where there are holes and repair those holes. And you'll be surprised. Track your spending on a daily basis. You'll come up with resources that you did not know exist. Things like that. Anyways, but one way or the other, inflation is eating up or perhaps eroding your spending power. And according to Rabbi Lapton, the only solution, or the only potential solution to the only potential solution to avoid or eliminate inflation is to increase your ability to earn. Increase your ability to earn. Find ways to make additional money. And I repeat that in so many different ways. And the only way to do that is connect with other people in some kind of a service, or find an opportunity where you can put money to work. But inflation is not going away. And the only solution to it is to increase your ability to earn. Well, depending on your age, finding another job may not be a solution. Okay? You doing another part time is not going to be a solution. It's to find another way to earn. Anyways, so as you know, we're going to um, go again. So again, you cannot succeed by yourself. By yourself, you'll be a failure for sure. And to succeed, you need the help of another people. of other people. It could be in a way that someone share an opportunity with you, and you coming from a closed mind to beginning to open up your mind, and you allow someone to grab you by the hand and lift you up. Okay, but at the same time, your idea of two camps. Okay, the rich mentality or the poor mentality. Do you have goals, or do you have belief or lack of belief? Do you have plans or lack of plans? Are you a solution oriented person, or are you an excuse oriented person? You can't. You you could someone extend a hand. You could take a risk and not extending your hand back, so you could, someone can lift you up. Someone can offer an opportunity, and you say, "Yes, I am open minded. Let me reach back," or have the humility. Um, but even doing nothing, that is in itself a risk. Waiting for a miracle, you gotta extend your hand and let someone help you. And it could come in so many different ways. Someone offers you an opportunity, and you gotta extend your hand so that way you could get leverage. And the rich want more out of life. The poor blame others for their circumstances. First of all, they're not doing anything. They don't believe. They don't have a plan. They don't be, believe in themselves. There are plenty of excuses. They're waiting for a miracle or praying for a miracle. And when opportunity comes their way, they remain closed-minded and do or choose to do nothing. And in the end, they end up blaming other people. Anyways, more in detail later. There are certain habits that rich people have versus poor people. Rich people have the habit of thinking big, which is meaning that they believe in the possibility that they could become better. Okay, poor people have the habit of thinking small, or perhaps not thinking at all, because they're plugged into an idiot box, or plugged into social media that is cooking their brains on a daily basis. Constant phone buzzing all the time with notification of people who are seeking for attention, while their small lives are basically passing them by, opportunities passing them by. Anyways, so rich people have goals, and poor people let circumstances control them. Every day they're just drifting along with no plan, no purpose whatsoever. People with ability have the habit of focusing on opportunities. Someone which is out to you and offer you an opportunity, okay, versus you look at the obstacle, what's not working in your life. Again, it's a matter of belief. If you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to think about opportunities, because you'll have no inner drive to think about opportunity when it comes, because you're so mentally uh, disconnected by unbelief. Anyways, we can go through all that, but it's not necessary, because you can read that yourself. And my favorite quote, Zig said, "Money isn't the most important thing in life, but it's reasonably close to oxygen. It's one of those got to have scale. You got to have energy. You got to have fresh air. You got to have food every day. And money, well, try not having any for a month, 2 months, to see how long. How long would it take you to hit the street and beg for your daily necessities? It's one of those got to have. And I like the ego in a sense, because the ego is a bird that rises above. If you're feeling timid, just pause this video and gaze at the ego, and eventually, uh, just by gazing at it, it will begin to uplift you morally, because that focused gaze tells you, don't mess with me. I don't fly with chicken. Gaze at it non-stop, no blinking, and let your thoughts flow. And you do that for a good 10, 15 minutes. You begin to have the mentality, the posture, the positive outlook on life, no matter what's going your way, no matter how bad things get, you're going to rise above it. And that's the ego's way. Anyway, that is an exercise in itself. Anyways, so we already talked about that. That's a review. You know, you don't have to like what I have to say, but eventually the financial headaches has a ripple effect on your family, either internal anxiety, poor communications. I get you. If you're having issues and you're not earning more, with everything being more expensive, I can guess the daily talks around your household. It's all about lacks. It's all about, frictions, because money invokes small emotion. And when lack of money is involved in a relationship, uh, there are very few occurrences of laughter, of remembering the good old days, or even your ability to perform from an intimacy point of view suffers because your money anxieties overshadow everything else. So doing nothing is not an option. Okay. And again, you can look at from the price of food, hotel, gasoline, laundry, the daily necessities, everything has gone up. In some cases, your income may have not gone up. And we're talking about, you know, this is the 1 year chart in 20 October 2020 to October 2021. And who knows if we were looking back October 2020 to October coming up, or perhaps we are now in August 2021, how things uh, may have changed. How we come from like a 2 3% mortgage to now 6 7%. So things will not change for the better, most likely for the worst. Not to mention, you've gotten a couple of years or older. And this is why I present to you a solution in the video description. There'll be several other videos to talk about this ecosystem in full. And we're talking about how the ego only flies with other egos. You have to rise above the challenges that you face in order to start, to mingle with other people who are moving forward no matter what circumstances, any from a bad experience to how you handle adversity. Gotta have the mentality of an ego to rise above the circumstances that you find yourself in. Anyways, so having taken into consideration that your situation is not going to change, so here I talked about, and I'm going to assume also that you're going to take a look at the actual presentation. And because of the time sensitive nature of this promotion that I'm offering you, with $1,000, you can acquire an Italy NFT. So we come from talking about money to talking about solution. We don't have time to go over the opportunity to go over the ecosystem because there's plenty of other videos that talk about all that. I'm gonna jump right into um, the present offer that we have right now. At minimum 1,000 to participate, we have an NFT, a, of a tokenized business model that you can take advantage of. Previously, you needed a minimum 5,000, 10,000, 25,000 to participate. For a brief period of time, you have just about, depending on when you watch this video, about 21 to 20, about 20, 22 or 23 days. If you look at it from today's perspective. And since you got to make a decision fast, so there's no need for me to just go over the ecosystem. When you can look back and take a look at an on-demand video that I'm going to make available to you in the description to give you an overview of the ecosystem. We're gonna jump right into the promotion, the Italy promotion for 1,000 NFT, and if you acquire 5, you also get Finnick token, which is what called a proof of transaction token. Okay, you want to take an hour to go over the presentation, by all means do so. But right now, we're just gonna look at the the offer and shows you what's available. So between July 24th, which is already passed, to August 31st, you have the ability to participate in this ecosystem and leverage $1,000 to acquire one Italy NFT. Or if you have the ability, come up with 5,000, so that way you can also leverage. You will learn again what the Finnick token is all about to leverage the Finnick uh, proof of transaction token. So you're getting one asset, which is the NFT itself. By itself, it is a standalone product, but you're getting a second asset that you don't have to pay for free. Well, it's not free. We are donating to you the Finnick token and more. I've got multiple videos that explain what the Finnick token is and why it's important. If you have the ability to acquire 10 Italy NFT, one-time purchase, we donate to you 750,000 Finnick token. I believe that's about $150 worth. Or get 20, actually, no, more than that. If you get 20 Finnick token, uh, 20 Italy, we give you 2 million Finnick token, which is equivalent to about 450 or 400 Finnick token at 0.202 value, even though it is a pre-market offer and it doesn't cost you anything. This by itself is an asset standalone by itself, but we are donating to you 2 million Finnick token just for getting 20 Italy NFT one-time purchase. If you can buy 50 Italy NFT, you will have $1,000 worth of Finnick token pre-market, pre pre-market opening at 0.0002, which is equivalent to 5 million Finnick token. Again, the Finnick token itself has its own unique value and is a standalone product. And soon you'll be able to buy it by itself. And right now you're getting that as a gift just for getting 50 Italy NFT. So having said that, that's an offer that you can actually consider. And again, I've got several videos that talk about that. So let me show you how to acquire the Italy NFT. Assuming, of course, that you have already seen the presentation, the on-demand presentation. And right now we have two NFTs available. UK that is available right now has a standalone unit for 10,000 and which has its own unique advantages, benefits, all by itself. Or you can get a standalone Italy or you can get a package, one-time package. And by getting that, we basically give you the Finnick token. Right now, in my back office, um, and it shows you basically the packages. Okay, one Italy. This is the minimum to participate in our ecosystem. Minimum, ultimate minimum is 1,000. Or you can get a package, one-time purchase. You cannot accumulate it at one time. So you get four Italy, and then you decided to get another one before if you didn't think properly, you get four or three, and then you decided to get to equal to five. No, it has to be one-time purchase, which is why you have to make your decision quicker. You can get up to two or three, or if you can raise it up to one-time purchase five, that's when you get the Finnick token for free. It has to be a one-time purchase, either for the 5, 10, 20, or 50. Another package we have available right now, we have only 130 something ish, less or less. Um, Italy NFT, Germany, not Germany, UK NFT. And if you look at it, we are giving away one Italy if you acquire one Germany. We have a 50 UK promotion going on as we are ending the sale of the UK NFT. We are bundling that and giving you one uh, Italy NFT as a gift for getting a UK if you are part of the 50 uh, promotion package. What determine what you do, whether you get an Italy NFT and get a UK? I think it would be smart to get the two country MFA, to participate in two country MFA in one deal. That's great. An Italy NFT is 1,000. If you get 10 Italy NFT, you get 750,000 Finnick token. That is a standalone product that could basically sell on its own without the attachment to the NFT that we are basically donating to you, the Finnick token. Or you can get a UK NFT, which is a phenomenal value, and plus get a Italy for free. So basically, it's like playing with strategy. What's better? If you understand, actually, my suggestion to you is watch the um, video multiple times about the complete overview of our ecosystem, why it's important, and then determine what would be good according to the value proposition. I feel with me, I would get the Finnick package simply because you're getting an asset for free that you didn't have to pay for paying the same price. Or if you understand our ecosystem well, if you watch the videos and understood the value of the UK. UK is a four-country region. Plus, you participate in two MFA in one deal. That is valuable. So, in a sense, you cannot lose no matter what decision you make. But indecision is not enough. Is not a good option because once you have a good handle around our ecosystem, it will be evident as to whether or not you participate is not a question. It's how well or what proportion of your ability that you made available to participate in this project, give and take that this is not financial advice. And decisions. And on top of that, when you participate in our ecosystem, even though this part is not necessarily essential that you participate in it, but it does have immediate benefit about a leadership opportunity to take part in our global bonus pool where your ability to influence other people would have an economic benefit that rewards you 3 degrees of separation. And I do have a video that talks about that without going into it. So between that and seeing the ecosystem and talk about money a little bit, I think I've given you enough value proposition to really give this opportunity a first and definitely close look. And then later on, you can expect to hear from me a more of a deeper dive about the psychology of money in general to help you decide. Whatever you do, I'm gonna get into your head to talk about this subject.